I got a really comprehensive education course with a binder and everything of, kind of where you go after class. Business was a whole focal point of talking about social media or picture editing apps. You don't want to overly edit something, but if lighting is a struggle in your salon place of choice, it does help, kind of brighten it.
You got to show off your finished product.
I mean, yeah.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds Podcast, brought to you by Advanced Services, Fuse Networks, and Warrior Injury Law. My name's Galen.
And Joe.
And we're coming at you on site from Silverdale, Washington. So Joe, for new listeners and viewers tuning in for the first time, quickly tell us how we got this podcast journey started.
So it first started out as a Facebook group page. Purpose was to bring businesses together to kind of learn from one another, ask questions, share tips, brainstorm. Because we're a marketing agency, we get asked a lot of questions outside of just marketing. So we were approached to start a podcast. So we created a podcast where we bring on different guest speakers that are all business owners and entrepreneurs. So we can kind of share their journey and learn from them. So that way our audience can learn from them as well.
We thought we were only going to do 3 episodes. Now we're at 250 plus, right? Keep
Something
it rolling.
like that, yep.
Right. So our focus this year has really been this calendar year, 2026, to go on site. So we're again on site. This is our 3rd episode on site business. Could you please introduce our guest and where we're at, Joe?
So I know Alex. she's within our tribe, and so she's a brand new business, not even 2 months I think in business, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to have her on. And so without further ado, I'm going to have you introduce yourself to the audience, your name of business, and then just tell us how you got started.
Yeah. I'm Alex. I'm the owner of Hale Thread Co. I am a certified permanent makeup artist focusing in brows. Yeah.
So tell the audience what that means.
It's semi-permanent makeup using either a tattoo machine or a microblading tool for kind of a soft, natural, asymmetrical look to your brows. There's many different outlets beyond that, but I'm just focusing on brows. And I got started in November was when I got officially certified. Nice. And then I found a home here.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. We're going to ask you a couple questions just to kind of get to know you. So, Joe, our first question, please, for Alex.
What are some early lessons learned as an entrepreneur?
Well, finding a home location to do this out of was hard, trying to find somewhere that's set up for you, so you don't have to buy the bed, which can be hundreds or upwards of $1,000. And I didn't find very many brow artists in this area. There's a handful, but not as many as you would think in areas like Seattle. Or I learned out of a salon through Renton. Okay. So I was driving all the way from Kitsap to Renton for 5 days of my life after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
That's a long drive.
Yeah. And my educator was great in, giving me all these resources. I still talk to her every time, and accountability wise, we set all these goals in place. I want to have all my social media accounts before Christmas, or get my business licenses squared away. It's not as easy as I would think. Learning and going through the courses, you have these we practice on fake skin sheets. Okay. So similar, but not the same as the real deal. So you're trying, and then one day of class we had to tattoo fruit, because different skin types, kind of apples are really thin, or bananas, I started to click. That was my aha moment, that I was oh, yeah, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But I think finding a location was the biggest struggle, and I've been out of touch of the beauty industry for probably 7 years since I lived in Kitsap last. So trying to shake that contact tree of hey, does anyone know of where to go or who might do this? And that's been the biggest struggle. And, competing with other local artists and trying to get, you run out of people at a certain point.
So you're early in your entrepreneurial life. What's been the best piece of advice that you've been given so far?
Don't be afraid to fail. I mean, you learn all this education and, you're just so ready to like be successful or I know all this like foundational education that I've received, and, you run out of people, and just don't be afraid to fail. Like, you want to be good, like right out the gate, and you're not.
Yeah.
It's a lot of practicing at home, or I have all these materials at home to practice on. I even use these like skin sheets. I grab a roll of paper towel because it's similar to, working on either side of someone's face.
Yeah.
But just staying consistent, even if you're in between clients, you can never stop like honing in on your craft and, training yourself or trying new techniques. And the co-owner of this space too, she also does the permanent makeup, and she's been a great resource too, or learning different techniques. You learn one way, but you meet other artists and like things that work for them that maybe you weren't taught, but it works for them.
It adds to your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're a marketing agency. So why is marketing important?
Word of mouth isn't enough on its own. You need to have visibility I also work in property management, so marketing and social media definitely helps draw crowds versus if no one knows you're there. They're not going to flood to your website unless they, hear your name or business or,
So when you're first starting a business as a marketing company, we know that it's super expensive. Expensive is the wrong word, but it costs a lot of money to get started, right? So you have a full-time job.
I do.
Right? You're doing this on the side because it's a passion for you.
Yeah.
What kind of marketing do you do now?
For this business?
For this business to get you started, to get your name out there.
Right now, it's more, focusing on social media like Instagram, Facebook, or even Google. I haven't gotten to the point where I want to quite get on the website train just yet, managing all three of those others in addition to holding down a full-time job and being a toddler mom is a lot to wrangle.
There's a lot of balls in the air that you're juggling.
Yeah, and having like a little bit of salon, experience and that kind of marketing kind of helps too, what kind of your audience is or, I like to make marketing fun because, you want to be personable or relatable too. I think that definitely helps, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
You're selling your personality in addition to,
people have to like you to trust you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's been the best post you've had so far on Instagram that have gotten the most either views or feedback?
Ooh, the brows I do are my favorite, but my best friends in particular has gotten like over 1,000 views, which isn't maybe a huge, large thousands of scale, but it was satisfying just to see, more than a couple hundred or something, or just your friends and family liking it. But that's been the most rewarding so far, and she's just so photogenic too.
Yeah,
So,
that helps.
Yeah.
Do you know why, or did you dig into maybe?
I've been playing around with, hashtags seem to be kind of like a dying art, but still trying a few of them, at least kind of area-wise, to draw folks in, and tagging, the salon business here too definitely has made a bigger impact than just my circle or followers or friends on there.
Tagging or collaborating?
That I haven't as much with having the full-time job. I don't get to see a lot of the folks in here. Today's probably the first time I've met our nail tech lady. I've really only met the two co-owners of this salon. One's a hairdresser, and then the other also does permanent makeup. But they have, other hairstylists and even an esthetician in here too. And one of the things my original educator kind of steered me towards was, hey, if you're struggling to get clients, like offer trades with people within your salon. So I'm waiting for, a response there too. which can be tough because, the co-owner also does that as her business. So she might kind of have, clients already in that trade swap. But it's definitely a good idea, to reach out to, there's a newer hairstylist here as well. So she's one of those folks that I've reached out to.
Before we go any further, this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds Podcast is brought to you by Warrior Injury Law.
Injured? Call us at 253-WARRIOR. Warrior Injury Law. Battle tested.
So before you started the business, what was like the final impetus to make you, I want to do this. I want to open my own shop, because it's a leap of faith being an entrepreneur.
It is.
And then you have a full-time job, being a mom and everything you said.
Yeah.
What was it that made you say, I want to do this?
So I've been in property management for probably 8 years.
Okay.
And, you make money for a huge corporation or private landlord. And it's not that I don't enjoy it. I do. I just want something for myself.
Right.
I got my eyebrows microbladed probably 6 years ago. And the gal that did it for me, I was just so impressed. She was a medical student. Yeah. And that was her job. Like, that was her hustle. Like, making money doing brow services for folks while she was a student. And every time I would come see her, I'd ask questions to learn more about it. Like, how did you get started? Like, where do you go? Is it like a school?
Right. So little by little. Right?
Yeah. And so she just kind of kept talking me into it. And, flash forward 6 years later, I reached out to her and said, hey, I'm ready. Where do I go? And she goes, well, I did a course online, but I have a friend that offers a whole education course. She's in Renton, but it's a 5-day course, hands-on, and then you have that mentorship, even long after that education. But just having a schedule to work for around my own lifestyle and being that toddler mom and dog mom and having, that extra time. I'm really impressed with this co-owner because she has amassed such a clientele that she only works Wednesdays to Fridays.
Oh.
So that would be the dream, to have, you're selling your service, and realistically you could take like 2 to 3 clients a day and make, more than what I was making at my current job. So
building up that client base and clientele, right?
My goal is just to, make at least even with what I currently make at my property management job and work towards leaving, and doing this. I decided to start 2 businesses at the same time.
Oh, okay.
I also do permanent jewelry.
Oh, wow.
So you use like a smaller scale welding machine to weld the little
I've seen that at like some of the farmers markets. Actually, my daughter had like a bracelet or a ring done.
They don't tarnish, they don't get blue or green.
Yes.
Like, they're using high quality metals, and it's just the tiny little clasp ring that you would kind of weld onto there. Oh, these ones are all, I don't want to take them off. I don't want them to tangle, but I decided to start both at the same time.
Okay.
So with all of the fields in beauty, what made you go with brows?
I actually have.
I'm a man. I don't know.
I mean,
you're a man.
It's not just for women.
I mean, I get
their
that,
brows done too. Like, say you have an unsightly scar, or you have alopecia, or
alopecia.
vitiligo, like where your skin pigment is different. You're adding symmetry. You're not like going for this bold kind of crazy look, especially for men. Or maybe,
for that, it's just balance.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And you might just be, maybe there's a blonde-haired person that it's barely there, so you're just adding
texture or whatever.
You're looking at their skin and kind of what tone of their skin is to come up with a color that's not gonna like fade into something crazy. Or my late grandmother had a stroke 1,000,000 years ago, and she had her makeup permanently tattooed. It's come such a long way since then. Her makeup was very blue, and like, when you go like those darker colors, especially, over 40 years ago when permanent makeup first, the fade over process as she's gotten older, just kind of turned blue and very like opaque color, and you're like, ooh. So it's just come such a long way. And so that was kind of something that I wish she was still alive so I could do it better.
Marketing matters. Growth matters more. This episode is powered by our sponsor, Fuse Networks.
Cybercriminals deploy millions of phishing schemes daily, and that number is only on the rise. Can your employees spot more modern, sophisticated phishing schemes? Strengthen your front line of defense by implementing cybersecurity awareness training and help reduce the risk of a data breach occurring. Call Fuse Networks, your local Seattle IT experts at 206-701-6040 and get ahead of the curve.
I want to put you on the spot. So
Okay.
we're talking, a lot of times we do these podcasts and we always try to find opportunities for who to connect businesses with. A lot of times when we talk to businesses, would you like to work well with and everything? We want to manifest something now. So who would be businesses that you think you'd be good referral partners with? Or what other businesses you think would work well? Because you mentioned like the alopecia thing, so I would think like some dermatologists or whatever, skin people, like maybe
dermatologists.
So talk to me more. Let's brainstorm some ideas that when people watch this, like, oh, I'd like to network with her.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, dermatologist would definitely be a great one.
And I don't know. That's why I'm asking. It's intriguing to me to kind of discover.
I mean, because I would think like the normal, all right, you're in a salon hairstylist, but they may not have clients who have a need for what you do.
Yeah.
Or like the nail tech. The nail tech may not have clients that are care about their eyebrows. I don't give a shit about mine, so I don't.
Yeah.
Right, but
well, maybe even like a barbershop or especially one thing I want to add to my repertoire is scalp micropigmentation. So you use your tattoo gun almost like you're doing eyebrows, but you're putting in little almost dots or hair-like patterns for bald-headed folks, or maybe your hair's thinning, or there's a loss or sparseness somewhere that you want to kind of conceal.
maybe a med spa that does hair removal.
Yeah, med spas for like removal would be a good one. I mean, if they maybe do actually in fact need removal before they see me, like still a good, if they had a botched experience somewhere, love to take that on after it's removed, because it's really, you can always add more, you can't take it away. That requires you could do laser removal. That's like typical, but there's actually like another type that's a little less invasive depending on how much removal process you need. Saline is another way to kind of remove some of the permanent makeup. But I'd say a med spa and esthetician would be huge ones.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think doctor clinics so much might kind of partner or anything like that.
Well, they would think, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
I want to get a referral. Like, is it with a network, or they don't think that way?
Yeah, I'm not a prescription rep, so it's not the same kind of trade-off.
No, the hustle's not the same.
Yeah, like hair remove, maybe like, I don't know, even waxing salons. I mean, kind of similar beauty industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you started in November. You take the class.
Yeah.
Walk our audience through what's next.
So I went to class after Thanksgiving all the way through my birthday. It was a present to myself. But my second to last day of class, I got to take my first live model.
Nice.
So I mostly started out with like family and a couple friends there. So most of my December on my weekends, I would carpool it with my client all the way to Renton, just to have that kind of guidance, and take on, I did like a few different brow techniques. There's powder brows. It has nothing to do with powder, like the word implies, but it's more of an airy, soft finish, or even ombre, where it's more like dark to light kind of fadeness there. And then microblading itself with this, I call it an X-Acto knife tool, but it's not nearly that invasive. It's a really small blade-like tool that you make little fine cuts in and then place pigment in there. So a lot of people do like a combination of that and like a powder brow, because they're missing, like, they have sparseness at the fronts of their eyebrows, so they want those hair-like strokes. So
I see.
Yeah, most of December I spent my weekends bringing clients all the way to Renton, and then January 1st I started renting here, and so I've been taking some of those folks as my touch-ups here throughout January too, and I have my first new client on the 28th.
Nice.
This month.
So we've never done it, but walk us through, if we were a first-time client, what that experience is like, how long it takes.
Yeah.
You know, so if I volunteer Joe to do it, if I notice some lightning, what would his experience be like? Talk to him.
I already know it's going to
Yeah.
be phenomenal,
Yeah.
but
So everyone's different. Some artists have their client come in and do a consultation. I don't prefer to waste someone's time with a whole other appointment.
Yeah,
I kind
okay.
of build it all in one. So, you know, besides our first introduction, kind of expressing what you're looking for before booking your appointment, you know, when folks arrive, we, you know, talk about, hey, like, what's kind of your goal? Like, do you have a favorite eyebrow over the two? We always say that
So
they're
do most
sisters,
people-
never twins.
Do most people say, like, show you a cell phone picture? Like, I want this. I want to look like this
I
celebrity.
actually asked them, I said, do you have a favorite picture of yourself where you just like loved your brows at the time? Why did you love them? Like, because do you use makeup? Do you use like a pencil or pomade, or what kind of product do you use? Because that tells me what kind of look or appearance you ultimately want, or what do you struggle with, you know? So we talk about that kind of intro when we first get here, and then you know, I allow clients to, you know, come with your brows how you normally draw them in, just so I can see, or you can come just, you know, barefaced, however you prefer. And then we, you know, intro talk about what their goals are, what they're lacking, what they'd prefer. And then I start kind of the mapping process. It's free to map your eyebrows. So there's a lot of different techniques out there, but you're measuring. You can use like a pre-inked string. They also make these really attractive eyebrow rulers that you put across the crown of your forehead, and it has, you know, depictions of where, like, your arch of your brow, where the end of it should be. So it's a measuring tool.
Right.
There's this caliper ruler tool that we also can use too, just to line up. So when you're mapping out someone's brows, you're starting at like the Cupid's bow of their lip and like finding the center. And then you're using the nose as like a focal point to starting point to measure. And it's really, you're mapping out their natural symmetry of their own face. So everyone's brow is going to look different from one person to the next. Do you want them thicker? Do you want them thin? I've rescued 2 90s brows so far, and I feel really good about them. Because a lot of that overplucking doesn't grow back, and then you're just left with...
And how long does a treatment take typically?
For me, like 2 hours, roughly, depending on what we're doing. For the most part, my educator was really impressed that my time was so quick. I mean, she probably gets hers done in like an hour when she's doing them, but
that's just
start to
repetition.
finish, 2 hours, and then I usually leave like 20 minutes between appointments for cleanup and gossip hour, you know.
Entrepreneurs don't wait, they build. This episode is sponsored by A Advanced Services.
They deal with septic, drain fields, drain cleaning, electrical, and construction. Committed to providing outstanding customer experiences, they ensure top quality services customized to your needs. As a family-owned business, they take pride in delivering reliable and personalized septic solutions you can trust. That's straight from their website. Your trusted septic partner since 2006.
Pricing. As a new business, how do you put together your pricing?
I got a really comprehensive like education course with a binder and everything of, you know, kind of where you go after class. Like business was a whole focal point of talking about social media or picture editing apps. You know, you don't want to overly edit something, but if lighting is a struggle in your salon place of choice, it does help, you know, kind of brighten it.
You got to show off your finished product.
I mean, yeah. So and pricing was a big factor too. Like, hey, brand new out the gate artists start anywhere from $275, and then once you get that confidence boost of more and more clients, like it was set up in a way for me to kind of follow in like a tier of stay at this price for like your first year before you go up, you know, get that experience of more and more clients. And you can, you know, a lot of the booking apps, you can kind of make notes of like pricing that people started at, you know, because you like to grandfather some people, you know, into, you really respect your OG clients, you know, you wouldn't have it without them. So I kind of try to do that. I didn't start at like the lowest rung, since I did take my first 5 clients free of charge, just to get that kind of practice in there.
Right under your belt and
Yep.
everything.
And then, another factor too that I discussed in depth with the co-owner here, her pricing too. Trying
You don't want to
be,
try to undercut too much, right?
well, they've been doing this for, several years, so their pricing's much higher than mine.
Right.
But if I, start out too low, then,
Right.
you don't want
Makes her
people to
look
come
bad.
to you just
Yeah.
because you're
Because they're less,
cheaper,
Right.
not that it's any less valuable or quality work, but yeah, so we kind of met in the middle there when we were discussing that, and for like doing promos here and there, like offering $100 off for new clients, and so that's kind of how we came out to my pricing as of
because that's how she gets to working. When she started out, you're doing it 5-6 days a week, and then you're narrowing it down. You could increase your pricing. And at that point, if you're good at what you do and people don't want to pay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Those people fall off, but you'll gain new customers.
Yeah. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Throw out your brow pencil. It's one less makeup routine. We could just wake up and be ready.
So where do you see your business in 1 to 2 years then?
I would love to be gone from my day job in 1 to 2 years. 1 year would be great.
Right.
It is something nice. I've really like built myself up there, and, spending my weekends and off time, building this up. So
Right.
that's a dream.
Can you create it as a mobile business?
I suppose I could. Some salons might offer you like a daily rate to just guest spot or use their space. It's not unheard of. It's not as common, but you can. They don't recommend it just because of health code and that sort of stuff.
I guess that's
you
the big
can't.
one then.
You
I was
can't
just thinking,
guarantee a sterile environment if you're mobile. If I'm going to someone's house to do it, I mean,
You'd be at a crack house and someone's paying $500 and like, it's not up to code
I
or
was just
whatever.
thinking like barbers can do a mobile barber in a van.
oh,
Right, and do that
I
sort of
mean-
environment where you have a chair in a van that's all whited out, you got your lighting, you got whatever you need, and then you're going to someone's house, so now you're going to charge more.
could you imagine a food truck, but like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
mobile?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be cool. I think that's doable.
I
think I've
think
ever-
it's different though, because with the needle, with the license she has, like, I mean, I guess
So I
with the state regulations probably,
Yeah.
right?
So for that, like disposing like biohazard trash, right? The trash can behind you is for that. So any stuff that's touching broken skin is going into that,
Right.
and when it's full, you have it picked up, kind of thing.
right.
Or your sharps containers for your needles.
Yeah.
So I guess that stuff would still be fine. I'd have to find out a little bit more on how to.
I was
make
just
that
thinking,
mobile.
like, in the future, if you didn't want to be into one spot, you can definitely charge more because now you're going to them and you pull up outside their house and you
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
get in and get
But
their...
you're paying a
Yeah.
premium for it.
Yeah, but you're paying a premium.
And some artists, they factor their pricing including that touch-up. So after you get your first initial service, you need a touch-up 6 to 10 weeks later just to really seal the deal, you know?
Okay.
And it kind of tells you like, oh, maybe my pressure was off, you know, in one area, or maybe they have a
Because
scar
everyone's
there.
skin's different, like you said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you know, a couple folks with like more mature skin, ladies in their like 50s or 60s, definitely a lot more weathered to work on.
yeah, it's not always like Joe's skin, right? Like it's perfect. And,
I know.
yeah, like Snow White.
I know.
Calm.
Radiant. Yeah, so like some artists will build their pricing in a way where like that touch up is included. Mine's not. It's for me it's $100 for your little touch up after
Right.
your first initial. But
Okay.
I think like the biggest common misconception is you'll get some new clients coming your way. And they'll say, "Oh, I had my eyebrows done from someone else. I want
Can
a
you
touch
touch it
up."
up?
You're like, "It's not a touch up for me. It's still
The
you're
first
new
service.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still regular service rate. But if you happen to be running like a special or something at the time, it's kind of a nice in the door. Like, but I'm offering this right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So can you tell people how they could discover you online? What your social media channels are, if people want to kind of look you up and everything, please?
Yeah. So I have Instagram, Hale Thread Co, and then I also have a Facebook page. And Joe here helped me get on Google because it was like the last one I needed. So I'm on all 3 of those, and I have the salon location I'm working out of listed on there as well. yeah, so all those three.
Are you listed underneath this salon as a service or as like a subcontractor?
Ooh. I have not looked.
Because I mean, obviously you could tell them what salon you're in, so they know what salon you're in. So like, let's say they're in the area and they're like, oh, I remember her saying that. Let me just stop in real quick and let me grab one of her cards.
That's a good point. I do have my cards here too. So at least, since I am mainly here on weekends, but I do need to look at that because I didn't even think to check.
So what salon are we located in?
Magnolia Rose Beauty Co.
Where is that located?
We are off of Kitsap Way, so we're right next to the Garage Bar and Red Apple Diner, which are like huge staples in this area. That breakfast at Red Apple is never disappointing.
And Joe, for people that haven't done it, we've mentioned it a couple times, but why is it important to have a Google Business profile like you set up with Alex?
Good segue. The biggest reason is back in June, Google pushed out an update and says, all right, we've been telling you this amount of time you need to do all these different things. It's important. Then they said, now if you don't do these things, you're not going to be found on Google anymore. So if you have a business, you need to claim your Google Map profile or your Google Business profile, and you have to optimize it. And there's different ways that it has to be optimized. And if you don't, then people just...
And is there a cost if you want to do it yourself?
It's free, and there's the cost basically. If you don't do it properly for yourself, then you're losing money.
There's more harm than good.
Yeah, right? And you were mentioning when you were helping with Google that because the salon itself, everyone is all independently their own business. You can claim that location.
Yeah, if you're in a salon setting, and there's 3 or 4 different businesses within a salon setting, Google allows you to claim that location still.
Yeah.
So she was able to claim her location, and then whenever she posts to her social media, she'll be doing that same update or post to her Google Map profile.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways that's one of the guidelines Google's looking for.
Because you get, a mix of clients that are really with social media and then maybe others that aren't.
Or not,
so Google is their main resource of trying to find where you're at.
Yeah. Cool. Well, on behalf of our sponsors, A Advanced Services, Fuse Networks, and Warrior Injury Law, my name's Galen.
Joe.
Where are we coming from, Joe?
Hale Thread
Yes,
Co.
sir.
In Bremerton, Washington, with the amazing Alex.
All right. So thanks, everyone, for watching and tuning in this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds podcast on the road. We'll see you guys again. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.